Hi, I'm Cody, and I did the late Renaissance in Italy. It started in 1520 after Raphael's death and went all the way to 1600 to start the Baroque era. The people of this time knew they couldn't do better than the High Renaissance, so they just didn't really try and they went a different way. I'm going to talk about Mannerism, the Counter-Reformation, and then the popular artists of this time. Mannerism, like many artists use this during this time. It went against the beauty of the High Renaissance by using unusual colors, over-exaggerated expressions, and odd arrangements. This is the one on the left is Allegory by Bronzino, and the one on the right is Portrait of Almaquer, Minerva, and the Shrill Ballet Anguissala by Anguissala. And you can see that they use a lot of color, and they have over-exaggerated expressions and bizarre images. The Counter-Reformation was an act against the Protestant Reformation. It was the attempt of the Roman Catholic Church to end the Protestant Reformation and keep citizens loyal to it. Artists supported the Church, the Roman Catholic Church, and used paintings to express it. This is The Last Supper by Tintoretto, and the bright light around Jesus signifies that he's the important part and that they're a part of the church. Probably the most popular artist of this time was Titian, and he's known for his great use of color. He worked under Giovanni Bellini for a while. He frequently painted portraits, and towards the end of his career, he was under Philip II of Spain, and he pretty much Philip II wouldn't have anyone else paint him other than Titian. But he changed his style many times through his career, but he always remained using color. This is the portrait of Charles V on the left, and then portrait of Pope Paul III and his grandsons. Charles V is the father of Philip II of Spain, so we can show that he has close ties to Philip II. Next most popular artist was Michelangelo. He was an example of the Renaissance man. He was a painter, sculptor, poet, and architect. He had close ties with the Medici family, and was most of his work came from the High Renaissance. He also had many poems in the late Renaissance. He wrote about Neoplatonism, which is a philosophy that says that human soul, preserved by love, will go to the Almighty God. And this is a few paintings by him. The first one's The Last Judgment, and then he did the architecture for the St. Peter's Basilica, but it was completed after his death. And then the last two are Night, Day, Dusk, and Dawn, which are sculptures from the Medici family tomb. And the last artist is Tintoretto. He combined habits of Titian and Michelangelo in his work. He was a Mannerist artist and used great color, just like Titian. He would make wax models and then use spotlight to experiment with light, shade, and composition. The first one is Paradise, which shows this great use of color, and the second one is Miracle of the Slave, which he shows muscular figures and a great use of color in that one as well. And that's my sources. It's a good thing.